The PS2 is the best-selling console of all time, with 160 million units sold. It's been 26 years and the PS2 is still one of the greatest and most accessible consoles to play today. About 3 years ago, I was lucky enough to pick up a nice little PS2 Slim, not just to revisit my youth from the early 2000s, but to catch up on those gems that I might have missed. Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. And today I will be ranking the top 10 best PS2 games that I've played recently. Starting with number 10. The Simpsons Hit and Run. I was a massive Simpsons fan in the mid-90s and early 2000s, and all I wanted for my brand new PlayStation 2 was a good Simpsons game. Now after Simpsons Wrestling and Road Rage, I was kind of reluctant to buy into another Simpsons game. But in the last few years I've heard a lot of good things about Hit and Run, and eventually got myself a copy. And for all intents and purposes, this is the best Simpsons game that was ever made. In a semi-open world Springfield, you play as Homer, Lisa, Marge and Bart, as you complete the missions throughout the story to solve the great mystery at the end. Although some people refer to it as GTA for kids, the missions can be quite difficult. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of determination. It does get a little repetitive after a while because of the over-reliance on car-based missions. But overall, very enjoyable game and a lot of fun. Number 9. Okami. Clover Studios delivered some of the most creative games in the PS2 era, gracing gamers with the legendary titles like Beautiful Joe and God Hand. But by the time the PS3 rolled around, Clover was gone. Clover's magnum opus, a RPG where you play as Amaterasu on a quest to save his people from the demon Orichi. The shell-shaded art style is mesmerizing, exploding colors on screen with breathtaking eye candy. The game mechanics like the Celestial Brush just proves the studio was way ahead of its time. This game belongs in a museum to be preserved. Okami is not just a game, it's a piece of moving art. Number 8. Bully. PS2 console owners were spoiled for choice by Rockstar, with games like GTA, Max Payne and Midnight Club. But one game that goes under the radar is Bully, or the Canis Come In Edit, as it's known on the PS2. You play as Jimmy Hopkins, a troubled teen left to navigate the day-to-day of boarding school, attending class, shaping your reputation and exploring the open world at Bullsworth. Bully is innovative, slick and a joy to play. The world is alive and classes are broken up to small mini-games which are a lot of fun. Reliving your school days in the worst educational institution ever created leaves fond memories in a world full of personality and mischief. Bully is well worth your time. Number 7. Ratchet & Clank 3. Platformers were a dime a dozen on the PlayStation 2, leading to some of the most thrilling experiences on the platform. Ratchet & Clank 3 stood out with its witty humor, great dialogue and creative gameplay, perfecting the formula of what came before. You go up against the evil Dr. Nefarious in an adventure that sucks you in and entertains right to the end. The gameplay and tools are super satisfying to use, figuring out which weapon to use where in which circumstance, varying the gameplay in wonderfully crafted levels. Ratchet & Clank is a legendary game franchise from Insomniac, with Up Your Arsenal being one of their very best. Number 6. Medal of Honor Frontline. In my head, this is still the godfather of military first-person shooters. Yes, you had your Ghost Recon and Call of Duty, but Frontline set the bar high and paved the way of what the genre would become. Landing on Omaha Beach on D-Day, you play as Patterson, a simple soldier thrown into the fires of battle to show your mettle in the face of World War II. With a variety of World War II weapons, you will work your way through a broken France, breaking the Nazi assault. Graphically, it has aged, but the missions are so good, detailed, and extremely fun to play. You will find yourself keep pushing forward to do your part in the quest for peace and honor. Number 5. Shadow of the Colossus. Talking about a game being a work of art, Team Ico gave us the Mona Lisa. How this formula has not been replicated over 2 decades is beyond me. You play as Wanda, and armed with only a bow, sword and a horse, you need to eradicate 16 colossi in a vast, empty open world. It's essentially 16 boss fights that will take you around 8 to 10 hours, but it's the atmosphere, the feeling you get from victory. Something feels off in this world. The story is devastating and told with almost no dialogue. Shadow of the Colossus will haunt you once you've completed it and stay with you long after you've put down the DualShock 2. This is one of PlayStation 2's true gems. Number 4. Burnout 3 Takedown. In my opinion, this is still the quintessential arcade racer. Nothing gives you that adrenaline rush like Criterion's Burnout 3. Racing opponents at breakneck speed, orchestrating takedowns, and racing against the clock in unbelievably well-rounded courses that graphically still holds up. With slick controls, the crashes are as satisfying as victory at the end of the race. A special mention has to go to the crash mode that lets you run into intersections, causing as much destruction as you possibly can. And we have to give a shout out to the fantastic soundtrack. As far as racing games are concerned, Burnout 3 was the king on the PlayStation 2. Number 3. God of War 2. The second entry in the original trilogy, God of War 2 pushes the console to its max, plunging you into a wonderfully reimagined Greece, with Kratos in full revenge mode to end the Greek pantheon. It has everything, great levels and platforms, excellent combat, with innovative weapons, brutal boss fights, and an epic story that indulges in its audacious and ambitious world. God of War 2 is the pinnacle of action-adventure games on the PlayStation 2. There is just no equal to how satisfying the Blades of Chaos are to use. Well, except maybe for the Leviathan axe. Kratos has been burned into the gaming zeitgeist, and for good reason. God of War 2 is a certified God status on the PlayStation 2. Number 2. SSX Tricky. Why EA Big didn't run with this formula, I will never understand. Tricky was the height of over-the-top sports titles. And make no mistake, the sole purpose of this title is unadulterated fun. And SSX second installment puts fun smack bang right in the center. With a roster of characters bursting with personality, you have to race and do gravity-defying tricks to earn rewards and reputation. The courses are exploding with color while you make your way down the slopes with fantastic commentary by beatboxer Razel. As you work your way towards glory has never been so satisfying. SSX Tricky is ridiculous, audacious, and never takes itself seriously at all. And in that sense, it makes it a perfect video game. It's top to bottom a thrill that will eat hours of your time. Number 1. Resident Evil 4. We recently had a remake of this historical title, and rightfully so. The PS2 version at its time was groundbreaking, introducing the third-person over-the-shoulder perspective, and it worked so well, in fact, that it spawned a new genre in gaming. But what Capcom had in the original Resident Evil 4 on the Wii and the PlayStation 2 was one of the most well-crafted horror adventures ever produced. By today's standards, the game delivers on atmosphere of constant danger and mystery, with the aged tank controls really adding to the tension. The magic here is, despite its age, it draws you in and takes you on a thrilling adventure with Leon Kennedy on his mission in a Spanish village to rescue the president's daughter. And Resident Evil being Resident Evil, well, something strange is going on. This game is huge and keeps on delivering, with heart-pounding action and epic sequences. Resident Evil 4 is without a doubt the best game I've played on the PlayStation 2. Alright guys, so that's my list. What's your top 10 PlayStation 2 games? Drop down in the comments below and let me know. Peace.
3, 2, 1. Game over.